Hello, I am Wes Dawson. Welcome back to another riveting episode of Gabagool Innate. Ooh, it feels good just saying that. It rolls off the tongue like those weird white things that you develop at the back of your throat sometimes, and they taste bad. They smell weird too. You can poke them with a popsicle stick, but they're just kind of disgusting. By far the worst way to start off a podcast, talking about disgusting things nobody wants to hear about. While on the subject, I got a zit on the back of my neck. This thing is got the volume to feed a small country. Anyway, 40 seconds in and I already have nowhere to go. I've backed myself into a corner of a spherical room. That's right. Get ready to expand your minds. Get ready to open your eyes to a new world of understanding. And get ready to question why you press play on this 7 minutes of a madman's ramblings. Basically, what I wanted to discuss in this was nothing. It's ad lib. I'm going to call on some of my dearest and oldest friends in this episode. I'm going to ask them, not axe. I'm going to ask them to weigh in on some subjects, either that pertain to the world at large, that are something to do with what's going on in the world in terms of pandemics, government regimes. We're going to touch so many subjects. Like, I may be on a classified predators list. Why do I choose these words to describe myself? I don't know. I'm a predator in the ring, in terms of I'm scoping people in the crowd as to who looks vulnerable and maybe has parental issues on the father side of things. But I'm also a predator in the sense that when I see what I want, I hunt it down. And as I sink these pearly white teeth into my prey, and I get these ivory magics ready. Now, I call my fingers the ivory magics from the things that they can do. I will just wrap that around the throat of... Wait, what are we talking about again? I gotta ask my producer. Wait, I am the producer. So that was kind of a moot point. Understandably, I'm gonna move on to another subject because, again, I digress. I may change the title of the podcast to the digression. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have any notes for this episode. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. But I do know this. There are certain products that we purchase that I feel there's a stigma behind them. There's a certain prejudgment that goes into certain things, that products we all share as human beings, yet we're treated differently depending on our gender, our social upbringing, or how much meth you've smoked before you walked into a pharmacy. Now, you buy toilet paper. There's no doubt you wiping the bung with that. It's purely for wiping the bung. And a side note on that, why is it your butthole is the only thing you can get shit on? You can wipe it off with a thin piece of paper and you're good to go. Cheeks just slapping together, freaking badonka-donking down the street, swampy as all hell, nobody cares. But you get a bit of fecal matter under your fingernail, you'll steel wool that thing until you lose your fingerprints. You're gonna look like goddamn Santa Claus. Talking Tim Allen in The Claus, no more fingerprints, okay? Or maybe they were snowflakes, but either way, they weren't what he had when he was born, okay? And other items, if I go into a pharmacy and I buy myself, I'm turning into Adam Ace. I buy myself. That didn't sound Irish at all. I buy myself. That didn't. Okay, I'm gonna stop. He honestly hates my Irish accent, so I'll give him some respect, and I'll take a whoop down the old cobble, and I'll stop using that accent. If I go and buy a big old jug of Vaseline or even some KY jelly, people look at me and they're like, "This guy's a pervert, and he's gonna be slapping the bass all night. He's gonna be boom, 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 going up and down that neck." Like it's nobody's business. What if a girl goes and buys the same two products? Well, on one hand, she must have beautiful skin, and in the other, what a passionate young lady. So passionate that she needs a lubricant to continue this passionate exchange that she wants to have tonight. It's unfair, it's unjust, and I think before we deal with many of the other injustices and inequalities in this world, that should be on the list. Not high on the list, like easily not in the top 10, but it should be there somewhere. Well, one thing that we're dealing with today is this progression back to normal everyday life. Now, I'm not talking like our neighbors to the south where it's like, hey, let's go 800 of us to a beach together, spread some COVID all over the place. This sounds like fun. I'm talking about like here in our homeland and in the beautiful nation of Quebec, The first part of this lockdown was done quite diligently, tediously, meticulously. I'm just throwing in a lot of those OUSLY words. It makes me sound smart. But now we're trying to do this return to normal, this forced return to normal. It seems that Uncle Sam or Oncle Jacques, I don't know what the Quebec version of Uncle Sam is tired of spending all this money and he's like, get back to work. So we want our kids not to feel as though things are different or things have changed. We want them back to everyday normal life. So we're like, here, kids, why don't you go live an episode of Black Mirror? That's going to make you feel real warm and fuzzy inside. And honestly, I look at schoolyards with yellow tape marking off where you can and cannot go and limiting access to the schoolyard. It feels like the summer of 2009 all over again. Legally, I can't really go into the details of that. All I can say is I've said too much. Well, that sound means that it is nearing the end of the podcast. There's not much left. Unfortunately, my dearest friends and family who have been waiting on hold for about 30 minutes to discuss a few of these subjects, I'm going to hang up on them all because, quite frankly, I'm just tired of recording this podcast. I think episode 3 was by far the weakest we've done.